Shoulder width, standing nice and tall. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Just relax the shoulders. Bring them slowly up to the ear and drop the shoulder blades down. Running up and down. One more. Breathing in, breathing out. Relax the arms. Okay, so we're going to start off with a nice stretch to the side. So bring your head in line with your legs and lengthen through the fingers down to the shoulder. Breathe in and switch to the other side, reach up. Just gently stretch. Try to get that arm really long so you can feel a really good stretch in the side. One more on each side. And now while you're doing this, I want you to imagine there's a clock in front of you. 12 o'clock is to dead center. And for here, for you guys, that's 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So from here, we're going to go in between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Bring your arm up. Go somewhere in the middle. It's about a 45-degree angle. And really stretch and reach very carefully and slowly. Again, stretch all the way down the back into the hip. And then over to the other side. Stretch back 45 degrees between 12 and 9 and stretch. Good. Breathe in, engage the core, chin to chest, and just gently roll down through the spine, putting up your core, lengthen through the back into the neck, top of the head. Breathe in at the bottom, roll back up through the spine, and then bring your arms slowly up into a Y shape, bending the back just a little bit. Arms down, gently trickle down through the spine, lengthen, in, engage, exhale, roll back up. One more time into the V shape. Good. This time we're going to roll down through the spine. At the bottom, grab your wrist and move in a clockwise circle or anti-clockwise, doesn't matter. Pull the arms, stretch them up to the ceiling as you roll back down to the floor. Do that one more time, up, same direction. This time when you get to the bottom, change direction and do this movement again twice. So you're pulling the arms up, stretching, lengthening, all the way around. One more time. Breathe up, breathe out, and down to the floor. Fingertips on the floor if you can. Bring the legs out a little bit wider and then just push down into the floor. You can go as wide as you like and bring your head down. Really walk across to one leg, holding onto your ankle or foot or heel or whatever. Bring your head down towards your knee. And when you do this stretch, try to really stretch from the hip. So you're dropping through the hip, lowering from the hip. Walk across to the other side and bring your head down. Again, just drop your weight through your hip. Back into the center. Keep the feet the same width approximately. Just bring the body up. Curl the body up as you're rolling up and standing tall. Okay, one more stretch here standing. Lower the body so you're parallel to the floor and tuck the tummy up, bring your arms around by the ears and holding onto your hands, pull the hands away from the body and push the hips back. Gives a nice stretch into the top of the legs and helps the back. Just really stretch. Bend the knees, slowly come back. Okay, so a little bit of squat work or hip work, adductor work, hamstrings, quads. Okay, have one leg in front, knee in over the heel, back leg nice and straight behind you. And from here, go onto the ball of the foot and drop the knee down towards the floor, but don't touch the floor. And then push the hip through. So I want you to tuck your backside underneath and push. You feel a big stretch here. Hold that there for a few seconds. Good. Gently lower the knee to the floor. Flatten the foot. Bring this leg further forward, the front leg, and push again through the hip. So you're getting a real good stretch again at the front of the hip, working the hip flexors. Stretch out the front leg, toes up, chin down towards your knee. Calf stretch, hamstring stretch. Push that knee forward one more time into the hip. Come back and change legs. Do this very slowly, so take your time. So again, this stretch, what we want to do is just come up onto the ball of the foot at the back and lengthen that back leg. Go onto the ball of the foot again, bend the knee and just dip down towards the floor. And then tuck the butt forward, tucking it underneath. You just stretch in front of the quads. Gently lower down and move this leg further forward for a good stretch into the hip. And stretch out the front leg, toes up, chin down to your knee. If you do these stretches every day, you'll be really flexible. And then slowly bring that leg back. Now this is a quad stretch. Again, you just take it as far as you can. Your range of movement will determine how far you can go. What I'd like you to do is just think about relaxing your hamstrings, yeah, and hands on the hips or by your sides. Just lean back, relax here. Just lean back, stretching out. You can take it a step further by putting one hand on one heel and then one hand on the other heel. Or you can do both hands on your heel and push. Not a stretch I do for very long. Okay, coming down onto all fours. Let's go into the familiar cat and cow stretch. So here, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Head down, pull your back up to the ceiling and push your core up to meet it. Down into the cow position. Really get the spine down, head up. Back up into cat stretch. Then into cow. Good. Come down onto the floor into the spine twist position. So here we're going to sit on the floor, legs crossed. Okay, and try to sit as tall as possible. Top of the head to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, pull the core in, pull the pelvic floor up 30%, whilst keeping your legs as relaxed as possible. Moving into this position now, just a spine twist. Breathe in, engage the core. Breathe out as you slowly scan the horizon. Breathe in at the end, keep your legs relaxed, scanning. Let's do just one more to each side. Very slowly, focusing on the spine, not leading with your elbow or your shoulder. So basically spinning on your axis. And back to the center. From here, move yourself right to the end of your mat and hands under the back of your legs. Just gently lower yourself down onto the floor into a full body stretch. Nice deep breath. Get yourself into sit up, knees to the ceiling, feet parallel, and get your neck in a comfortable position and bowl of water on your hips, neutral spine. Okay, so from here, this is where we're going to start using the ball. If you haven't got one, don't worry about it. You can always use a ring, something else, or nothing at all. So going into some chest lift exercise. So what we're going to do is just squeeze the ball as you come up. So just starting off with a little warm up, relax your shoulders, take a deep breath in, scoop your abs, and breathe out as you roll up through the spine, reaching for your heels, roll back down, lengthening the upper back. Back to the shoulders. A couple more times. Breathing in, just scoot, exhale. Lower back. Relax. One more time. Breathe in. Squeezing. Rolling back. Moving into the classic chest lift position then. Hands behind the head and the elbows out to the sides. Before you start, thumbs down the back of your neck. Just want to push the elbows down towards the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Just do that a couple of times. It might feel tight, you might not feel anything, but it just works those shoulder muscles, squeezing back. Okay, rolling up through the spine, breath in, scoop your abs, exhale, breathe out. As you roll up, look towards your knees. And also do a little squeeze of the knees. Okay, last one, then we're going to move to rotation. With the rotation, what you can do, you can either have your feet on the floor, or you can challenge yourself a little bit more by bringing your legs up. Rolling back. Your legs are in tabletop. As you roll up and down, working your core and your oblique muscles, try to stop the elbows from moving. So you're just turning the torso, just working those muscles rather than using your elbows. Okay, we do one more here. So if you can carry on with that, or you can extend the legs, so this makes it much harder. So do be careful. You can do this in two ways. You can keep your head and neck on the floor and just extend the legs away, or you can bring your head, neck and shoulders up as you extend the legs. Just use your core muscles. Do up to 5 of those. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Knees to chest. Squeeze the knees right in, and then rotate the hips around clockwise, anti-clockwise, just a couple of times each way. Each time you come into the body, really squeeze the legs, that lifts, lengthens the lower back. From here, we're going to roll over onto one side and stack your legs up. Again, if you have a weight, it's useful. If not, don't worry. We're going to do a chest opener here, and holding on to the hand, holding on to the weight rather, just lift the hand up, float above the head, and follow with your eyes. Keep your legs glued to the floor. This helps open up the chest, stretch out the chest muscles, shorten the back muscles. So if you tend to be a little bit round-shouldered, this is an excellent exercise to do for that, or if you're feeling tight and stiff. And one more of this. This helps stretch the pecs into the deltoids. So the stretch you're going to feel is probably across the chest here into the upper arm. And watch and hold, relax, and bring it back. Okay, if you've got a ball or cushion or something, pop it underneath your ribcage. If you haven't, just go to lie down in the classic side kick position. So you pop it under your ribcage and lie down, or just lie down flat on the floor. So from here, what we're going to do is just lift the body up off the floor. If you don't have a ball, you can do the same thing, just lift. Try to lift the rib cage away from the floor. Okay, so carrying on doing that with the torso, this time what I want you to do is lift the top leg up and repeat that work. So you're just working on your obliques here, on the waist. Couple more. One more. And now bring the bottom leg up and repeat. It just makes it a little bit tighter. You're lifting and you're sort of like squeezing one end of the body with the other. Last one. Here, come up into a mermaid stretch. Stretch out your side. And then we're going to go into a side plank stroke side hip twist exercise. So you can start off on your wrist. If you prefer, you can do your forearm. You start off nice and easy, shoulder over the elbow, and just bring the hand up and over the head. Okay, so that's your side bend. Then you've got the side plank, and then the hip twist. Okay, so all of those exercises can be done at this level here on the forearm, or you can come up onto the wrist and do the exact same exercise. So onto the wrist, bring the body up and do the side plank first, bring the hand up to the ceiling, hold that for about a few seconds. And then we're going to do 3 to 5 hip twists here without going down to the floor. So wrap the hand around under the body, twist the hips around, slowly come back up. 4 more, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This all helps your obliques and core, strengthens your shoulder. Gently come back down on the floor and again, mermaid stretch. Okay, over onto your front then. Again, if you've got a ball, that's great. If you haven't, don't worry, it's all can be done without. Going to go into swan dive prep. So swan dive prep without the ball is various ways of doing it. You can start off here, pushing into the floor with palms, lengthen the spine, or you can modify it by bringing the hands up off the floor, or you can use this ball. Place the ball, reasonable distance away, not too far. You want your arms bent, and place the hands right in the middle of the ball. And what I'd like you to do is just press down into the ball and roll yourself up. Just stretch. And again. And down. And up. 2 more of any version. Press into that ball, lengthen the spine. 1 more. And relax. Okay, now if we run out of time, do remember just to click onto the link. Okay, and you can come back into the class. From here, we're going to go back onto the side, onto the other side. Again, got your support here underneath your ribs, or just lie on the floor. And from here, relaxing on your side, bring the body up. So resting on your forearm, or you can be resting on your palm. Depends how far up you can go. So push. 1 more. Then we bring the top leg off the floor, bottom leg is still on the floor, and just squeeze up. Let's do 4 more. One more here, and then we bring the bottom leg up to meet the top leg and really squeeze that waist. Let's do 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, let's come up into mermaid. Stretch, and then we go into the hip plank and hip twist work. Again, forearm here, shoulder over elbow, legs back, or onto your wrist, whichever you prefer. Starting off with your plank, hand up to the ceiling, hold for a few seconds, then Wrap around underneath and up. And 2 more after this one. Remember to breathe, use your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Hold for a few more seconds. Lower down and then mermaid stretch. Okay. Let's go on to hands and knees again. Right, from here we're going to do a few down dogs with a slight difference. Again, if you've got your ball or support, pop it between your knees. Again, if you haven't got it, it doesn't matter, you do the same exercise. Tuck the toes under, come up into down dog, squeeze and lengthen, stretch the backs of your legs. Then as you come down to the floor, hover your knees over the floor, so don't go all the way down. Push up again into down dog, stretch out, legs, backs, and again, come back down to hover. Of course, if you need to rest, rest. Last one, up, come back down and hover. Good. Let's move that away. And then we're going to come back into a sitting position, nice and easy, and just stretch out your legs. Okay. Ring, band, loop, whatever you need. Pop it around the sole of your foot if you have to. Legs comfortably wide. And from here, leaning forward from the hip, forward to the knee. And just stretch out. So aiming to stretch the hamstring and the calf. Keep the knee and the muscles here and the legs relaxed as possible. Maybe come up over to the other side and repeat there. Take your time, just gently fold forward. Relax your spine and your knee. Let those muscles go. Tighter they are, the less you'll be able to stretch. Okay, come back up. Now, if you can, bring your feet together and push your knees down with your elbows. And then bring the legs in as though you're going to do a spine twist exercise. And this again is another exercise for the legs. Hands in front, nice and easy. Walk yourself forward. As far as you can go. Keeping your tummy pulled in, breathing out. Stretch your lower back. Slowly roll back up through the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your legs out in front, just stretch them all out. Toes up, push your heels forward, and relax. Toes up, push your heels out. And one more. Good. And that's it. That's the end of the session. Hopefully everybody is okay and still alive.